my YouTube family. Today we're going to begin with another A levels English new session 9093 paper 1, and this is going to be a live session with one of my student. And this paper is basically, on. I'm presenting my screen to you. I'm sure you can see my screen. That is the paper 1 reading paper, right, Bisma? You can see that it's a May-June paper 2023, and
Yes, your screen isn't sharing.
okay, I'm not sharing my screen. Let me just present it so you can see me. Okay. Now confirm me if I'm presenting or not.
Yes.
All right. So we all are already, aware about this thing that this paper is 2 hours, 15 minutes. Okay. So today I'm going to discuss about, the feedback of whatever you have done, Visma, of question number 1. You work for a travel agency, write the text for an advertisement for a volunteering holiday during which tourists will join the conversationists tracking the tigers and learning about them. Okay. So I am going to reveal you that how much time you need to do to each of the question in this paper, and I'm going to definitely explain you in detail that what actually is the comparison question is about all about, right? And we will be also touching about the timing, division. So let's begin, and I'm going to present my screen on OneNote where we'll be doing the in detail, but before that, of course, the feedback session. Okay, so let me once again present my screen. Okay, confirm me if I'm presenting or not.
Yes, you are.
Okay, I'm presenting your question.
Yes.
Okay, so this was your, question. Basically, you have done this, and now let me just put it on a sniping tool so as to edit few things and let you know the actual feedback. This is going to be very easy for you to, get an idea. All right, now wanted to present the screen again. It's a sniping tool so I can write and you can see me writing. All right, so you have done basically, discover the majestic tigers of Uttarakhand. Okay, so this is an outstanding, catchy title which we've given already of advertisement. This is something, which I told you that their title should be extremely, catchy and
Catchy.
composed. All right. Experience the wild. All right. Then there comes a subtitle, which is also a very significant thing. Embark on an indelible voyage in the breathtaking landscapes of Uttarakhand. Okay, so just tell me first thing that how have you, got this beginning? You have started it from your own mind, thinking from your own mind, or you have, touched the AI for this?
Nah, nah, I just thought of this.
Okay, because embark on an indelible, voyage.
Because I have used this phrase in my previous writings. Nice. Yeah.
You've used it a lot of times. So yes, of course, it's actually, brainstorming your mind as well. This isn't just an excursion, but an exhilarating journey where you'll handshake with expert conservationists in the thrilling quest to track the elusive high altitude tigers. Very nice, Bismarck, because, the beginning is something where you are going to grab the attention of the reader. The beginning should be
Mhm.
you are grabbing the attention, and also, you are explaining the you can say advertisement. You're basically advertising and also, giving the information. So we are not going to use this is that and that is. So very nice beginning. Traverse from the lush Terai plains to the towering peaks of Kedarnath Wildlife Sanctuary, witnessing these magnificent creatures roam from 360 meters to an astounding 360 okay 3680 meters above sea level. So this was the information you have extracted from the text, right?
Yes, yes.
Something a very plus point for you because you have not forget, the text. We are not going to forget the text. We need to refer the text as much times as we can, and exact statistics are mentioned by referring to the text. So that's something very outstanding. All right, very good. A plus point to this paragraph as well. Be a hero for tigers. Okay, so you've given heading. Okay, basically, heading is not required in advertisement. What we do is that we add this title into the heading. We actually, put inverted commas into it. We're not going to put a colon.
Okay, okay.
Step into the shoes of a wildlife hero, engage in an immersive conservation activities that have propelled Uttarakhand onto the global stage for the preservation, equipped with motion triggered cameras. Oh my God, how come?
because this ये सब text में था.
All right, so you have extracted it and then you have given your own, shape to the sentences.
Yes.
Hmm. All right. So, experts where you'll witness the fascinating behaviors and movements of tigers in the pristine habits. Immerse yourself in the rich tapestry of tigers. Okay, you've used this tapestry of tigers and tapestry of, something woven tapestry you've used already. So that's a good thing. You're keep on, repeating the upgraded vocabulary. Sightings spanning from eye-catching lowlands to the rare-field high-altitude gems. Very nice, Bisma. I'm really, mesmerized to see this outstanding expression. This is basically an A-star expression. A very good beginning. You've given the second paragraph is also, giving actual information about what is, there. So you have highlighted even the vocabulary. This is actually not a demand of, the text that you're going to highlight the upgraded word, but just I'm sure you've done it for yourself, for your ease. So perfectly fine. Now let me just take you towards the next paragraph. All right. Okay, fine. So where is the next? Okay, here we are with the next text, and I'm going to, give my feedback on it too. Okay, can you see the sniping too?
No.
It's okay. Let me just share my screen once again. All right, now please confirm me.
Yes.
All right. Before in the befores, feedback, the previous page, were you able to see me editing your text and writing on it?
Yes, yes,
All right, that's
yes.
perfect. Captivating tiger experiences, even this could be, entered in that. Okay, the headings we are not allowed to give in the advertisements, we have to add into it. Somewhere you can, add this captivating tiger experiences in between sentence and highlight it with the inverted commas. Feel the adventure.
Okay.
Hmm. Okay, feel the
Adventure नहीं है?
adrenaline.
Hmm.
I'm sure it's adrenaline because I'm not zooming it.
Yes.
Unable to
Yes.
zoom it basically. Okay, rush, adrenaline rush or lush as you spot a tiger.
Rush,
Okay, rush as you spot a tiger at, okay, this is meters in
that
Ascot.
fight and flight mode, you know.
Hmm. Deer Wildlife Sanctuary, that's right. Okay, or catch a glimpse of these. Okay, sanctuary is repeated once again. Glimpse of these majestic beasts in the snowy heights of the Mishmi Hills. So snowy heights, glimpse of these majestic beasts. So this way you are also, giving them the information. This is, how you are fulfilling the purpose of the text. And this purpose which you are fulfilling of the text will help you a lot in your, B part. Basically, in the B part, when we are doing the comparison, if we have done the A
Hmm.
part in a proper, manner, then it's very easy to create a comparison from the text in your text, your original in your text, to create a comparison in the second B part, right? And it won't take much time to do that. Heights of the Mishmi Hills and Kedarnath, our tours take take you to these incredible locations where high altitude tigers have been recorded. Okay, fine. So informative, catchy, upgraded vocabulary, I must say, used here, but try not to repeat the word, okay?
Hmm.
Repetition
Hmm.
of even a single, you can say, vocabulary word would, of course, make you waste the words, right? Otherwise, you are going perfectly fine. Our tours take you, okay, fine. Incredible locations where high altitude tigers have been recorded, offering you a front row seat to nature's grand spectacle. Inside the yaw, as tigers navigate the serene yet challenging mountain terrain, blending seamlessly with the majestic landscape. Perfect. Adventure with a purpose. Okay, now this is something, not a catchy title, Adventure with a Purpose. This should be in between that and not allowed to use that. This truck goes beyond thrills. It's your chance to make a real impact by joining us. You support crucial conservation work and raise awareness. Okay, so when you are advertising, you're going to, was it mentioned in the text the actual amount and how much time it will take for them, and something about the tigers?
I don't remember
How
much.
are they going to haunt us, or
About
maybe?
the tigers, it was mentioned, but about the time and day, I don't remember.
Mm, all right. About the effects of climate change on tigers' habitats, help protect their animals and ensure their survival for generations to come. So, without any delay, sign up for an experience you'll never forget. Perfect expression. Sign up for an experience you'll never forget means you're also, attracting and convincing them. So, you are fulfilling that the tone is convincing. It's actually, compelling. So, I would really suggest you to go with the same flow which you are following, and this would be very easy for us to do the B part. But there were few things which I really wanted to make you add into it. I'm sure they might have mentioned the text about the tigers, something in detail, because those who are the tiger
Yes,
lovers, they could definitely
yes,
be able to help. So let me just open up, and we can do it through the sniping tool, extracting some more. All right, so I'm presenting my screen once again, so highlighting the. Okay, how can we improve that, response? Because I would suggest that, of course, if this was the response of 25 marks, right?
yes.
Hmm. So the response of 25 marks, so I would really give you here 17 marks. The only, deduction of the marks happened because of the actual, okay, let me just,
This part A was of 25 marks? I don't think so.
altogether it was like 25 marks, and it's going to be, alone it's going to be of 15.
So
15 and
mark me out of 15. I haven't done part B yet.
let me just do it. Of course. Altogether, I can't mark you. Okay, can you see my sniping too?
No.
Okay. All right, now can you see it? Okay, on the previous task, it was of 15 marks. Okay, let me just confirm it once again. That was it actually a 15, because sometimes it's 10 and 15. So the first is it's of 10 marks. All right. 10 was A and 15 was the B part. All right, now moving back towards again the actual task. Okay, so out of 10 marks, I would like to give you 7. Out of 10,
Okay.
I'd like to give you 7. It's a very good task. You've done it, a satisfactory task. I'm actually, mesmerized to see the expression you've done. But the only thing which was missing was, maximum from the text. Maximum information you need to extract from the text. Like, they have given us, while there have been ample anecdotal accounts of tigers roaming, you have mentioned about the tigers roaming. Then there was a triggered by a BBC documentary that claimed to have discovered a lost population in Bhutan mountains in 2010. You can also mention a reference of, when we are not going to do the preservation, give time to the preservation of the tigers, then they get lost. So they have given us, this reference from, BBC documentary that claimed to have discovered a lost tiger population in Bhutan mountains. It was lost in it was just, if you're going to mention this line, that it was lost, and then you can also extract something from, the text. So my purpose is, to explain things from the text, from the original text. That whatever they have mentioned in the text, give importance to it, even when you are advertising it.
Okay.
In your advertisement, if you're going to mention that, referring back to the BBC documentary in 2010, where the lost tiger was found, where there was a tiger which was lost in the Bhutan mountain in 2010, and this was all because of the, you can say, low, you can say preservation, maybe low, you can say, what would be the exact word for it, where the management, where the management was not actually, on point, and they were not giving time to the tigers, and they were maybe the, you can say, security was not up to the mark. All right, you can mention about the security, because giving to the reference from the text and you're mentioning about the security, then you can attract to the people that the security here is outstanding, or maybe stupendous, where you can visit, and the tigers are not going to even cross their, you can say, cage, or maybe their border line, right? So the security is absolutely high here. Okay, giving the reference is going to be outstanding if you're going to refer back from the text. Also, if you're going to give the reference from the Nepal, also captured two ridge scaling tigers, one at 2500 meter in Dedaldhura in April, and other at, from where they found it in region. So these are, the references which you're going to mention. Make it will make your advertisement strong enough. And the references, why the writer has given us the references, just to embed them
Hmm.
in your text. It will make your text stronger. It's going to be a giving an effect of a story in your advertisement. When you are giving the reference that this happened in that year over there, all right, and then this is something that you are referring back to the text. Your own story is all right, that's perfect, you are giving an expression, but here we need to give importance to the text. Main point is to give, can you see me writing?
Yes.
Give importance to the text. This is something very important. This way you need to give importance to the text. All right, extracting few of the information from the text will make you win actually. All right. So this was all, the part A. Now let's move on towards the part B. Okay, fine. So I'm sure I'm presenting my screen. We are here. Compare your advertisement with the original text, analyzing form, structure, and language. So you have attended, my sessions from the past like 6 months. So you have done this task a lot of times. How are you going to explain me that what we need to do in this task? Over to you now. First, over to you now.
Firstly would be comparing the structure, the paragraphs, the types of paragraphs and everything. ठीक है. उसके बाद the language used. ठीक है. जैसे कि यहाँ पे we have the reference of chief minister and everything,
Hmm,
but in my writing the references are way too less. ठीक है.
hmm, hmm,
उसके अलावा the use of vocab
hmm.
will highlight that as well.
Okay.
It's all.
All right. And how are you going to structure your sentences?
How are we gonna?
Structure your sentences, because they're saying you have to, analyze the form. So finally, you have analyzed, the both paragraphs, the both texts. Now, how are you going to structure it? You told me that the language will be, going to be an advanced level. You told me you're going to analyze it by keeping in mind your tone, your voice, your style, your genre. But what is going to be the structure actually? Because it's a question of comparison. Compare your advertisement. So how are you going to structure it? A general question you can explain it, but like how are you going to do it? Explain my audiences, how will you do it? They are confused. Let's suppose the students who are watching us right now, they are confused that there is an original text with us here, this one text, and the one you have written. Now what are you going to do?
We are gonna start the comparison
Hmm.
by expounding upon the
Hmm.
the introduction of both first.
All right,
ठीक है.
perfect.
उसके बाद we'll move upon the other जो middle paragraphs उन पे जाएंगे. Then the last paragraphs we'll look upon them.
Okay, fine. So now let me just explain you in detail about each and every paragraph, that how are we going to structure it by opening up an app, and that's OneNote. Okay, this is going to help you in detail. I would want you to please start making notes, so then it will be very easy for you to do it. Okay, let me just present my screen. Okay, now tell me if I'm presenting you OneNote or not.
Yes, you are.
All right. So, as I told you that it's a comparison question, okay? So, it's a comparison question, and the question is basically compare your advertisement with the original text, okay? So, they asked us compare your advertisement with the original text. All right. So now we are going to in the we are going to compare the text with the original text, keeping in mind the form, structure, language. All right, these are the three things which they've mentioned, but we are not going to stick to these things. There are sub things as well. So, altogether, the first key point is which I'm going to tell you right now is that we have to construct all together, you know, 10 or like 7 paragraphs. We are going to construct 7 paragraphs. All right, there will be 7 paragraphs altogether. Now, how are we going to divide the timings? What is going to be the actual division for the timings? Can you just tell me? Okay, so I told you already that there are going to be altogether like 7 paragraphs. Okay, so now we are going to manage the time. And second thing, which is something very important, and that is the time management. How are we going to do the time management in this question so as to accomplish this question successfully? That is going to be you need to plan and
It
plan.
is important that we only write 7 paragraphs. Like, can't we exceed more than that?
No, we cannot, because 15 marks and we have minutes. We have very less minutes, right? 2 hours, 15 minutes for the whole paper. And we have another, section as well, and that's just text analysis. So for this section, we need to, of course, give time to scrutinizing reading, right? So 15 minutes you are going to give to planning. 15 minutes are going to be for the planning, right? Secondly, you are going to give, then 15 minutes to 1A, maybe 15 or maybe 20 minutes, not more than that. Then you need to come back to 25 minutes to 1B. Why I'm saying you need to give 15 minutes to 1A, 15 to 20 minutes, not more than that, because that's a 10 marks question, right? But 1B,
Yes.
basically 1B is a 15 marks question. So we need to give 25 minutes, not more than that. You need to keep a watch with you, give 25 minutes to it, and then your 5 minutes will go for the proofreading.
Rechecking and
Yes, proofreading, your checking, basically, in other words, it's checking. You need to do it, and that's something very, very important. But 15 minutes for the planning. What are you going to do in the planning? What are plan and plan? You're not going to begin your question without the planning. And how are you going to plan it? And like, you need to focus on these few things, like, see, 30 and 30 minutes, so 1 hour to this whole section gone like this. Then we will be successful in accomplishing this whole 1 hour. Now, the main thing is, when you are giving time to the planning, how are you going to give time to the planning is, what are you going to write in each paragraph? So paragraph number 1, let's suppose, okay, you're going to write that paragraph number 1 will be, it sums up overall focus of both texts. Okay, overall focus of both texts mean you have to compare both the texts, give a reading to them, both of them, highlight the important points, and then embed those important points in the introduction paragraph, right? Perhaps suggesting the key ways in which they are similar or different. That's up to you. How are you going to sum up the overall focus of both texts, suggesting the key ways in which they are similar, they are different, right? In which they are same or they're different. You are going to extract the important information from both the text and just embed that in the first paragraph. Got my point? Then moving on towards the paragraph number 2. All right, in that you are going to mention only the key conventions of the original text. And what is the original text? The text which is given to us by the writer. That is the original text. Got my point? So
yes.
in this you are
What
going
have you written after key?
key conventions, the key points of the original text. Of course, the second paragraph is not going to be exceeding, the more than 7 to 8 lines. 7 to 8 lines means you are going to embed the most significant points into it, because you are creating a comparison. So in the key conventions of the original text is that you have to just extract the main things from the original text, right? The things which we have already embedded in paragraph number 1, try not to repeat them. Got my point? Okay. And then coming towards the
Sorry, can you repeat?
I'm saying that the things which we have already mentioned in the paragraph number 1, in the introduction paragraph, try not to repeat them in paragraph number 2. But if there is a need of repetition, then please structure your sentence in a different manner.
Okay.
All right, then your structure should be entirely different from the previous one. Okay, this is the smart playing of giving your sentences a good structure. Key conventions of the original text done. Then moving on towards the paragraph number 3. How are we going to do the paragraph number 3? Oh, just a minute. Okay, then moving on towards the paragraph number 3. How are we going to structure it? Just tell me, what are we going to do in the paragraph number 3 then? Key conventions of the text you created.
The main purpose of the both the texts.
No, key conventions of the text you created.
Aren't we gonna compare them both together?
See, we have done it in the first one. We have done it in the first one. We have summed up the overall focus of the both texts. What was the overall focus of the both texts? We are going to, sum it up and write it in the introduction paragraph. In the intro, we're going to do it.
Okay.
Then we have to do it separately. In paragraph number 2, we're going to do it of, original text. In paragraph number 3, we're going to mention the key conventions of the text you created. Got my point? Then comes,
Okay.
the paragraph number 4. What are we going to do in the paragraph number 4? We are going to highlight the device language devices. Bear me with my handwriting. I'm writing quite quickly so as to some of this session. Language devices.
Can you just give me example of paragraph 2 कि हम उसमें क्या क्या include कर सकते हैं?
Just a minute, I can give you. Okay, what are you going to write in your paragraph? You are creating a comparisons, right? So you are going to directly open up your text. Let me present your text, and you're going to extract the most important points which you have mentioned in your text. Am I presenting you your text?
No.
Okay, let me just do. Okay, so let's suppose you have written this one text. Okay, so you are going to extract the key conventions of the text. Um, you are going to write that second paragraph. In this text, we are discussing about the voyage, and maybe persuading people to embark on a indelible voyage. All right. Convincing them about the you can say thrilling quest to track the elusive high altitude tigers. The main purpose of the text is to focus on the Kedarnath Wildlife Sanctuary. Extracting the most important information from each of the paragraph, you are going to just mention in the second paragraph. The key conventions means extracting the main thing and then structure your sentences. That's it.
So we are gonna focus on each paragraph or only one?
No, you are going to in general, because this whole advertisement of your text is depending
Like
on 4
overall, na?
paragraphs. Overall, yes, you're gonna
Overall, na?
overall,
Right.
like let's suppose you can pick up one sentence from first paragraph, second two sentences from the next paragraphs, next you're going to structure from the next paragraphs, to talking about the triggered cameras, talking about the seasoned wildlife experts. We're going to say that I have embedded the information about the wildlife hero, the propelled Uttarakhand global stage, and how the tigers are being preserved. All right, so you are going to explain it with your using the personal pronoun. You're going to explain it that what have you mentioned in that text. All right, and then moving on towards the next thing, let me just present my screen once again. Okay, moving on towards the paragraph number 5, you are going to explain what are you going to do in the paragraph number 5? Now tell me, language device you have done of paragraph number 5.
Sorry.
Now in the paragraph number 5, am I presenting my screen?
Yes, yes,
This OneNote where I'm writing, can you see that?
yes.
Language device of the text you created. Like, what kind of language you have used? What was your tone? What kind of language you have used?
Persuading,
Course,
convincing,
it was convincing, it was
formal tone.
persuading, it was a formal tone. Yes, somewhere you have, explained it in a story. You have not given the references, but you're going to mention that I have, extracted the references from the original text. That makes my language more formal and informative. Okay, so a whole paragraph 5 number is going to be all on the language devices of the text you created, and it will be hitting all those parts of speech, figurative languages. All right, all the
Yes.
language devices I told
Okay.
you, try to embed that, right? Then comes, the paragraph number 6. Paragraph number 6 and paragraph number 7. It is going to be separately for each, that. Paragraph number 6 is going to be basically, structural device. What is a structural
Structural
device?
device.
What is that? Can you please just find out and let me know? What is a structural device in this, A levels English? We have already done it and you're quite aware about it.
We structured it.
Hmm. How we do the narration, how we explain the story, what are the part of the stories which were mentioned in it, how the author, have added the meaning or bring interest of the reader. What were those places where the author have brought the interest of the reader? Structural device of the original text, and then here again the structural devices, as you've not mentioned here, of the text you created. All right, but here in this text, where you have created, you've not mentioned the references, you've not mentioned any story, so there's no structural devices in your text, but you're going to mention it. Of course, you need to accomplish that task. So structural device means that you have to focus on the methods, the author, the author use or employ to add meaning, let's suppose, into the text, or to create
Can you
interest.
give a reference from
Of
my text?
course. The reference is the same, that one, a tiger which was lost. It's a story which he has mentioned. He has mentioned in every single paragraph there was a tiger in 2010 which was lost in that one mountains. There was, it's a story. It may be told, through a narration. Something which is told through a narration, it means that the narration, sorry, it means that the writer is basically, breaking the monotony, and he is trying to create a story which is not actually a part of a story, but it is actually, told through the point of view of a character. Like tigers are the
Okay.
characters, all right, the tigers are the characters.
Uh,
So we are doing it basically because of, breaking the monotonous. And also some structural devices, are where the writer is, doing the repetition, where the writer is you are doing the repetition of the words, of the phrases, to create outstanding effect.
Even we can include the highlights phrases which are in,
Exactly,
the
the
commas.
connectives. Yes, exactly. The commas, the connectives, also those sentences types. The structural devices also include those sentence types, like multi-clause sentence. Is it a single clause sentence, single clause sentence, or a multi-clause sentence? You are going to read it, multi-clause sentence. All right. Then you're going to explain your paragraph number 6 and 7. Is it a single clause sentence or a multi-clause sentence? All right. So you can also, embed the sentence types into it. Got my point? And this was all from my side, telling you and explaining you in detail about the comparison question of the advertisement which you're going to do. And now over to you, Bisma. You're going to do this task in detail, and you have to submit me this task. If you have any ambiguity, you're going to let me know and hit me up through my WhatsApp, and you are good to go. I'm sure you have done, the task in a very, maybe you have put a lot of effort, but this was the only thing which you have missed, and that was the reference. The reference, the narration which you have missed in that advertisement one. The rest of the whole, expression was very amazing, I must say. 7 marks achieve karna is not, an easy task. Of course, you better know this thing. So you are closer to the 8 and 9 marks. You can easily achieve A star as well. So try to create the comparison question in a better manner so I can definitely, upload it on my YouTube channel as well. This is all from my side. Thank you so much. Any questions?
No, miss.
All understood in detail? How are you going to structure it?
Yes.
I have recorded this session for you too and for Zen. So I'm going to upload it in my YouTube channel, and I will share the link with you. You can also watch if you have any ambiguity, right? In between that, you can stop and see.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Ma'am,
Okay.
thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.
मिस ये कल तक दिन है?
ये नहीं, कल कल हमारा सेशन, हाँ हमारा कल तक है ना, कल तक दिन है।
कल
कल
तक
तक आप
दिन है?
कल तक आप हाफ कर लो।
मैं पूरी करने की कोशिश करूंगी।
कोशिश करो ना, आप टाइम कम है ना, हमें जरा जल्दी जल्दी